successful with getting the rights to IPL, but
you can elbow Varun because they
exactly
you do it. Take revenge.
But I think it's also worth pointing out. I mean, the reason why that was so interesting to us is because of the enormous community around IPL, and being able to support that community and the engagement was the opportunity that we wanted to experiment with. What have we done more recently that is something that is being published around India and the subcontinent is the La Liga agreement and the deal that we did with them. And the reason why we did that, La Liga have two of the most engaged leagues and groups on Facebook with FC Barcelona and Real Madrid. They have used Facebook incredibly successfully. And what could we do by partnering with them and bringing it out to this region? It's an opportunity to really bring a huge amount of people together with world-class football content. And I mean, it's an opportunity from Facebook's perspective to really test a new opportunity to understand the audience behaviour and see how people engage with that content. And at the same time, what does it do for La Liga? It helps them be able to grow a new audience and take that content and hopefully successfully build a huge new fan base in what is a growing opportunity. So I would say at this stage, it's very, very, very early days for us, but it's a great opportunity for us to experiment, and we're looking to learn and to fine-tune our future strategy.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I mean, you mentioned La Liga. You know, we've all been talking about how Facebook's picked that up, and I think it was a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, there was one Clasico match which actually was not midnight and was happening sort of closer to the evening here, and there were screens that were put out. And I think Delhi, there was one at Connaught Place where about 25,000 people showed up. I think Joy would know that. But 25,000 people showed up to just watch the match together on a big screen. And what all of us are doing is essentially just a digital manifestation of that fandom, right? Because they're there. They're there. And I think the challenge, and I'm sure Navdeep can help on this, I guess the challenge then for everyone is, how do you become a giant, which is go big, go wide, go deep, but still stay nimble enough for, you know, to be appealing to every person individually, saying, oh, this has been made for me, while you're making it for a billion people. Anybody can jump in actually on that one.
So I think technology plays a really big part in this, right? And I take this to the next level, right? Where you talked earlier in the previous panel of, Netflix ends up surfacing, the right content for you based on their recommendation engine and algorithms. The key with us is once you're capturing a lot of data, how can you create personalized experiences for fans in some shape or form? So I'll give you an example of something that was done with running, right? So we had a bunch of folks running the Airtel Delhi half marathon. And the day before the marathon, they got a personalized video from their journey in the event so far, right? So you get, hey Gaurav, you're taking part tomorrow, here's what you did yesterday, here's what you did last year, here's your pace, you ranked in the top, in the 90 percentile, you did this somewhere else, your pace in this sector was great, all the best for tomorrow, right? And using technology, you could just create 40,000 videos like this overnight, right, at scale. You don't have to sit and create each one. How do you start doing more and more of this with, just personalized highlights? So if I'm a fan of His Highness Virat Kohli, no pun intended, right, and I want to watch his highlights, right, how do I make sure I get his 4s and 6s? Versus if I'm a fan of someone else, how do you build those recommendations to, one, automatically create these kind of clips, but to even personalize it, right? I remember when the IPL ad launched last year with Star,